My people, we are, I am. I always say we because there's usually 7 people behind me. But not today. This morning early on, I got up and I'm walking through the Nature Center in Troy. We have 6 days here in Michigan where hopefully we'll get to see some of you. But I just want to say thanks. We actually are celebrating 5 years as a church this spring in New York City. And I didn't know if we'd get this far, to be really honest with you. 50% of church plants in New York City fail by this time. God is still providing. He's still moving people. And it's sweet to see, but many of you know this. This May, I have the opportunity to really hand off the reins of leadership of our first church to my wife Amanda, but also my good friend Kevin Douglas as they take over the primary leadership of Hope Covenant Church. And I get to go and plant a second church. And I think that's probably always been in the cards. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to discern what the Holy Spirit is doing day by day. I came to Christ 17 years ago now, at a church plant at Kensington Community Church. And I've always felt strongly about the fact that the gospel reaches us on its way to someone else. And so anytime I see mobs of people, I am thinking through how can I invite them into the community of Christ and into moments where the Holy Spirit bombards them with his love. And so I get to hand over that leadership. And in the fall of 2019, I'll launch our second church. We are also in the process of connecting with and networking with other churches and coaching other church pastors and planters. And so God's been really gracious. Many of you know that is not possible without your financial support and your strong intercession. And so I want to thank you. When we started this thing, there was probably a couple hundred families that were giving to us financially. When we moved to New York, I don't think there was one larger organization that was giving a bulk of finances. It was all done by families and people that we love. And so we don't go through a day without thinking of many of you. Our affection is wrapped around you, focused towards you. We're with you in prayer. Many of you know this, but I will be raising funds for this new church, $1.3 million over the next 3 years. New York's an expensive place, and so I'll need families, I'll need organizations again to join us as we join Jesus in the renewal of Queens. And we're inviting you into that. You can give monthly, like many of you have, or you can jump online and give a capital gift for startup costs. But listen, I was at our service the other day watching a bass player who was an atheist 2 months ago weeping as he played and sang a worship song because God is doing something new in his life. And he cannot deny his existence. And so we're in this for the long haul, people. Whether it's in Queens, whether it's on Roosevelt Island, whether it's in a different global city, we love watching God bombard people with his love. And the joy of it comes when we get to do it with you. And that means financially, but that means from a prayer standpoint, from a relational connection standpoint as well. So we love you. Merry Christmas. We are praying for a restful new year. Please pray for me as we continue to try and fight to be people of substance in the midst of all of this activity and crazy parenting of a bunch of kids and maintaining a sweet relationship with my wife. It's all tough. It's hard. Fail at it miserably many days. But God's grace is strong, and it is inevitable that he continues to invite us into it. And so we love you. We miss you. We do not take you for granted. Bye.